Every senator who voted to confirm anti-vaccine nut RFK Jr. has the best health care in the world. Doctors on call who will be at their offices in minutes.
Create havoc. These are bad people. I know everything they're doing. I know every move they make. I get it. It's tougher. I think it's probably, in many ways, it's tougher on my family than it is in me.
Offended Assad after he used chemical weapons on civilians. She promotes Vladimir Putin's worst propaganda.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if political ads were actually entertaining instead of mind-numbingly boring? Well, the Lincoln Project just answered that question with their new parody ads that are hotter than a MAGA hat in July. What makes these ads different is how they use humor as a weapon, cutting through partisan defenses like a hot knife through butter. And guess what? Trump is freaking out over them. His meltdown is only proving their point about his temperament. Let me show you the ads that have Trump typing angry all-caps posts at 3 a.m. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever seen a political ad so funny you actually wanted to share it? That's exactly what the Lincoln Project just pulled off with their latest batch of parody commercials. Most political ads these days feel like they're designed by the same board committee, creepy narrator voice, grainy footage of opponents looking constipated, and music that sounds like the world is ending. You know the type, the ones that make you lunge for your remote faster than Trump reaches for his phone during his 3 a.m. toilet tweeting sessions.
We know what we saw. We know what we heard. It wasn't spontaneous. They came prepared for battle.
Perform sex change operation and send him back home.
Not Jimmy anymore, it's Tamara, but I will.
I know nothing about QAnon. I know nothing about it.
I know nothing about the indictment.
I know nothing about WikiLeaks.
I have no idea who these women are.
But the Lincoln Project took a completely different approach. Instead of the usual doom and gloom, they weaponized humor against Trump, creating ads that feel more like Saturday Night Live skits than political commercials. One minute, you're laughing at their spot-on parodies, and the next you're thinking, wait, that's actually a really good point. Their latest batch tackles serious issues like healthcare hypocrisy by pointing out how senators enjoy gold-plated medical coverage while voting to confirm anti-vaccine weirdo RFK Jr. to run Health and Human Services. They use comedy to highlight the absurdity, like showing senators getting premium care while regular Americans get, well, thoughts and prayers. It's funny because it's painfully true. What makes these ads unique isn't just the laugh factor. They blend humor with devastating political takedowns in a way that gets under Trump's orange skin. The Lincoln Project understands something most stuffy political strategists don't. Comedy can bypass partisan defenses. When people are laughing, they're actually listening. It's like slipping vegetables into a kid's mac and cheese. They're consuming the message without even realizing it. And that's the secret sauce here. These Lincoln Project ads are fundamentally different from typical political commercials because they use humor as a Trojan horse. They deliver serious political messages wrapped in comedy that people actually want to watch and share. While most campaign ads get skipped faster than a YouTube ad for insurance, these get forwarded in group chats and reposted on social media. While most politicians know to ignore mockery, Trump treats every joke at his expense like a personal attack requiring nuclear retaliation. Remember when he called January 6th a day of love? The Lincoln Project showed the brutal reality. And his tantrum afterward did more to prove their point about his unfitness than any ad budget could afford.
Body armor, chemical weapons, zip ties. Their mission? To overturn an American election.
They don't care.
The 14th Amendment, though, says that, quote, all persons born in the United States are citizens. Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an executive action?
We're gonna have to get a change. I said, and they got me. I said, I want to wear it on stage. When they said I looked thinner.
See, normal politicians understand that responding to every criticism just gives it more oxygen. They either ignore the jab completely or respond with some boring, carefully worded statement their team spent 5 hours crafting. But Trump, he's got the self-control of a hangry toddler at a birthday party who just watched another kid get the biggest slice of cake. The Lincoln Project's January 6th ad hit Trump right where it hurts, his alternate reality. They showed the actual footage of the riot, zip ties, chemical weapons, and cops literally fighting for their lives next to Trump's fantasy description of it being a day of love. It's like showing someone a hurricane destroying a town and them insisting it was just a light spring shower. Completely bonkers. And how did the former president respond to this reality check? Did he calmly explain his perspective or offer counter-evidence? Nope. He went straight to his Truth Social safe space to rage post like someone had just insulted his golf swing, his hair, and his hamburger all at the same time.
Every senator who voted to confirm anti-vaccine nut RFK Jr. has the best health care in the world. Doctors on call who will be at their offices in minutes.
Create havoc. These are bad people. I know everything they're doing. I know every move they make. I get it. It's tougher. I think it's probably, in many ways, it's tougher on my family than it is in me. But the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. She wanted to stay in Syria. I took them out.
This is exactly what makes the Lincoln Project's strategy so brilliant. It's like psychological judo, using Trump's own weakness against him. They create ads suggesting he's unhinged and unfit for office, then sit back and watch as he responds in ways that, wait for it, prove he's unhinged and unfit for office. It's a perfect circle of political genius. Political strategists have noted this is all completely intentional. The Lincoln Project is deliberately poking the bear, knowing full well that Trump's emotional outbursts will amplify their message far beyond what their ad budget could achieve. Each meltdown becomes additional evidence supporting their original claims about his character and temperament. Think about it. These ads are living rent-free in Trump's head. Every time he has a public tantrum about them, he's basically running a free promotional campaign for the Lincoln Project. It's like if you paid for a small billboard and then your competitor got so mad, they put up 100 more billboards with your message on them. What we're witnessing with the Lincoln Project isn't just clever marketing, it's political comedy that's rewriting the rulebook. These ads do something truly remarkable by cutting through the partisan noise that usually has Americans covering their ears faster than Trump covers his tax returns.
When she served in Congress, Tulsi Gabbard was Syrian dictator Bashar Assad's biggest fan.
She went to Syria in 2017 for a photo op with Bashar al-Assad.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Nobody knows the banking industry better than me. Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements. If I did it, you would be standing up in that chair shouting at me. And you know what I'd do? I'd say, you got me.
The genius is how they've transformed political messaging into something people actually want to watch. As experts note, this approach represents a shift in political advertising, where humor is increasingly seen as a powerful tool to engage voters and provoke reactions from opponents. Comedy doesn't just make us laugh, it makes us listen when we'd normally tune out. In the end, the Lincoln Project has created a perfect comedy feedback loop. Make Trump the butt of the joke, wait for his inevitable tantrum, then watch as his meltdown proves their point all over again. So when their next ad pops up in your feed, you're not just watching a funny video, you're watching the blueprint for Orange Man's next Twitter tirade. Political warfare has never been this entertaining.